freedom. Go ahead.
Hold on, just give me a couple more minutes. I know you got time for God, right? You believe in the Bible, right? I'm gonna show you something. Give me Proverbs 3:31. Let me show you, because let me ask you a question real quick before you go. Because he just showed you some vital information, right? Have you ever, hold on, she on the phone. Have y'all ever heard these things before? What's your name again? Nick? Have y'all ever heard these things that he was just showing y'all before? So, have you ever heard that the people of the Bible are black? God's chosen people, the children of Israel. I'm going to show you something real quick. Watch this, read that.
Proverbs chapter 3 verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
So, hey Nick, let me ask you a question. Who is the oppressor in this world today? Who's oppressing everybody? What race of people is oppressing everybody? We just having an honest conversation right here. Who's oppressing everybody? You said what? You said black people? So black people is oppressing everybody? That what you said? So let me ask you a question. Do you know what an oppressor is? An oppressor is somebody that they basically create a system or something like that to keep other people at the bottom. So who did that? Who created a system to keep everybody under them? Who's doing that? The white people. The white people, right? So listen to the scripture again. Watch this. Read.
Proverbs chapter 3 verse 31.
You ain't finna hear this in no church. Watch this. Read.
Envy thou not the oppressor.
So it says, don't envy the oppressor, meaning don't look at what they have and covet after that, or don't be jealous to the point where you're gonna do whatever to get what they got, right? Don't try to be like them. That's what it's saying. Don't envy the oppressor. Who's the oppressor? Right. Read.
And choose none of his ways.
Read it again.
And choose none of his ways.
So what did the Bible just say? It says, envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. So who's the oppressor? Who's the oppressor again? The white man, right? So what are some of their ways that they taught us? What's some things that we learned from them? There's one of them right here, right? So watch this. Let me ask you a question. You celebrate Christmas and things like that? Did that come from God? What about Thanksgiving? Did that come from God? You sure? So watch this. Give me that in Jeremiah chapter 10. That didn't come from God. Christmas and things like that, none of that. What about the 4th of July? Hey Nick, when was the 4th of July implemented? Or Independence Day? What year? Do you remember? It was in 1776. So that ain't had nothing to do. The Bible was written way before that. Watch this, read.
Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 2.
So God said, don't envy your oppressor. What you're going to come to understand, Nene, is that everything is about race. You understand? It's always been that way. There's never been a time in history where everybody was equal, where everybody was in perfect harmony. There's always been war. You understand? There's always been tension between races of people because God chose a race of people to rule the earth. You understand? And everybody else just been fighting for world domination. That's what you've been seeing from the beginning of time. Every empire, right? From the Egyptians to the Assyrians to the Babylonians and so on and so forth to Greece, Rome. And it was always a fight for world domination. There's never been equality, and there never will be. But God chosen people to rule the earth in righteousness, and that is the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites, who make up the 12 tribes of Israel. But why are we at the bottom of society if we're chosen by God? That's the question you need to be asking, right? You hear what I'm saying, Nene? Yeah. Watch this. Go there. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. So let's get the audience of the Bible. You understand who God is talking to? Because the Bible is very specific You understand? And anybody who actually reads the Bible knows that. The Bible is very specific on who it's talking to and who it's talking about. And we finna show you. Watch this. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Right, so these are the words Moses spake to the 12 tribes of Israel. So now we're going to pinpoint who these people are today by process of elimination. Right? Watch this. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. So this is what Moses told the children of Israel, race of people, because he was an Israelite too. This is what he told his people. Watch this. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if
You know who Moses is, right? You don't know? You ever watch the Prince of Egypt? You ever watch any movies? Or you go to church? So they never told you about Moses splitting the Red Sea to take his people out of Egypt. Let my people go. You never heard that in church? See, that's a problem. How you in church and they not teaching you the Bible?
no,
You don't even know who Moses is, but you go to church. That's a problem. You're not learning anything there. You learning more in this 10 minutes you've been here that you ever learned in church. How old are you? 19 years. In 19 years, you learn more in 10 minutes standing right here than you learn in them churches. You see what I'm saying? So this is something you need to take heed to, sis, because this is what's going to change your life. You understand? This was going to change your mind. You understand? We are great people. You a princess. You understand what I'm saying? And we got to behave and conduct ourselves as such, right? And we're going to show you how to do that, sis. Because you look at the alternative out here. You understand? When you look around the north side, the west side of St. Louis, do you see any hope for this? No. Like my brother was saying earlier, this is why our hope lies in. This is how we going to build as a nation. Because when you look around, we the only people, our people are the only people on the face of this earth that's not organized as a nation. We don't have our own government. We're not in our own land. We're not even speaking our own language. And we walking around like everything okay. That's not normal. You understand? These are things we got to think about. Because all the men that went down in history, all the women that went down in history, that we still talk about to this day, the reason they went down in history because the things they were doing were for their people. You understand? That's our purpose. You understand? To build as a nation, to find out what we need to do to rise our people up the way we're supposed to do in righteousness, like God said. But watch this, read it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1.
Read.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So God said if, because we've been taught that God loves unconditionally. But the word if means there's conditions, right? That means there's terms and conditions. If you do this, then this will happen, right? But if you do this, then this will happen. There are conditions to our relationship with God. And we're finna show you. Watch this, read.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
So he said, if we do all his commandments, which our people are clearly not doing, right? Read.
Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So remember the audience, he said these are the words that he spake to the children of Israel, right? So he said, if you keep my commandments, I'm going to set y'all on high above all nations. Give me verse 15. Now let's get the flip side to the coin. Let's get the other side of the coin. Watch this, read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So Nick, is a curse a good or a bad thing? It's bad. So God said if we don't keep the commandments, all these curses gonna come upon a race of people. He's talking to a race of people. You understand what I'm saying? So when you look at society today in America, who is going through all of the worst things in America? Who getting it the worst? Black people.
Right.
We getting it the worst. He said all these curses is gonna happen to you and only you. You understand what I'm saying? That's what the Bible's saying. So ain't none of this no coincidence. There are no such thing as coincidences. You understand what I'm saying? Everything that you see is happening for a reason. The way everything's set up is like this for a reason, right? So he said if we don't keep his commandments, all these curses or these bad things are going to continue to happen to your people, right? Read.
Cursed shall thou be in the city.
So who at the bottom in St. Louis? Who in the worst neighborhoods? We are. Where are the crackheads at? Where the prostitution at? Where are the drugs at? The gang violence. All murders happening where we live. You understand? Why? Because we cursed in the city. Right? Read.
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
See that? God said we're going to be cursed in the field. Did anybody else go through this? Did your people go through this, Nick? No? Did the Chinese people go through this, Nick? Did the white man go through this? Did the Arab man go through this? Who is he? What is he? He white? Right. So that's what I know he white. That's what I'm talking to him. So your people ain't go through this, did they? No. The Chinese man didn't go through this, did he?
Right.
Did you learn about slavery in school? Right. So when you look up slavery, what face do you see? A black face or a white face? A black face. Every time you look it up, you can Google it. They might as well just have a picture of a black man on the definition of slavery in the dictionary, right? Because we're the only ones associated with this. You understand what I'm saying? So who the Bible talking to? It's talking to us. Read it again.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So we're the only ones that's working from sun up to sundown in cotton fields, getting our backs beat in. You understand? Getting lynched, burned alive, so on and so forth. They had our babies out here working in the cotton field, right? Watch this. Give me verse 32. Read. Verse 30. Because remember I was telling you, the Bible is very specific. This specific, ain't it? You understand this? You can't group a whole bunch of people into this. This only fits one people. So the Bible is very specific on who it's talking to, right? Read.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Wasn't that happening? Wasn't they giving our kids away? You understand? They was literally ripping babies out of the wombs of our women, feeding them to alligators, so on and so forth, right? They still come and take your kids and you can't do nothing about it. All somebody got to do is hotline you. They can lie on you, whatever. They coming to get your kids, right or wrong. Watch this, read.
And thine eyes shall look and fire with longing for them all the day long.
Verse 47. Watch this, Didi. Check this out. Read.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God.
Because we didn't serve God, right?
With joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
Read.
Therefore,
so because we didn't serve God, read,
shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Our who?
Thine enemies.
Our who?
Thine enemies.
Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Read.
In hunger.
In hunger, you gonna get your food from your oppressor, right? Read.
And in thirst.
In thirst. If you don't pay your water bill, your oppressor come and shuts it off. That's a natural resource. Why are you paying for it? Why do they come and cut it off when you don't pay the water bill? That's a curse. Read.
And in nakedness.
Your clothes come from your oppressor. Read.
And in want of all things.
Your driver's license, your education, your health care. You understand? So on and so forth. You get that from your oppressor. Read.
And he,
your enemy. Read it from the top. We're starting from the top. Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So God said they're your who? Your enemies. Read. Watch this.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he,
your enemy, read,
shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Dini, your enemy put yokes of iron on your neck. Read.
Until he hath destroyed thee.
Your enemy did that. God calls them your enemy. yokes of iron on your neck until they destroyed you. That's why the black woman walking around here with blind hair. That's why the black woman aborted 20 million damn babies. That's why the black man out here fornicating from woman to woman, making baby mamas everywhere. Sagging their pants. Out here gunning each other down. That's why you smoke weed to escape your problems, but you really can't because you destroyed. That's why you worship white Jesus, because you're destroyed. That's why you celebrate Christmas. That's why you celebrate Halloween. That's why you celebrate Thanksgiving. That's why you celebrate your birthday, because your enemies destroyed you. That's what happened. They put yokes of iron on your necks until you started worshiping the white man.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word